Right, so I like to say Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Hawa Shai, Barakatay Hawa, Barakatay Hawa Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So this is Revelations 9 and 12. It says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more after, right? And that was the First World War, and that was the Second World War have already passed. Now we're coming up upon the Third World War, which is going to be the war that ends all wars. So this here is the book of Revelations 11 and 14, and the scripture says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the third woe cometh quickly. And you can see that we are approaching those times because you have Russia trying to hack into the U.S. system. You have China also implicating the same thing. So there's a lot of things that's happening with the U.S. in the Middle East to let you know that the U.S. is coming into a world war with Russia and China. But not only with them, there's going to be other nations included into those events. And the more and more you can see the hostility that's happening between the U.S. Also, within the seas, because the U.S. have broken treaties, treaties with the nations that the U.S. have violated by crossing over to uncharted territories, and by doing that, they violate their treaties with the other nations. So again, Revelations 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So we're approaching unto the third world war, right? So let me get this here. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. And the scripture says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. It says, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. It says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And the weak was who? The other nations, outside of the U.S., being Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, South Korea, Turkey. And now these nations have nuclear capabilities. And because they have nuclear capabilities, it is what allows them to say that they are strong. I always bring up that movie Apocalypse, where he said their powers is their weapon, their armory, their soldiers, their tanks, their guns, their ICBM, their intercontinental ballistic missiles. These things are what makes the nations strong. Also, what else makes them strong? Their resources, their America's economic decline, while they're economically increasing, and that's being seen because there's many wars. There's not only just the World War III that's coming, meaning nation coming up against nation by way of weaponry, but there's also wars that take place like economic and resources, which starts those wars, which eventually escalate to them using their armies and their weapons to either conquer or to try to defeat and conquer, however those categories go. So Joel 3 and 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So this is what's coming, man. This is what's coming. You know, all out war, all out attack. You know, and this is all prophesied. This is all prophesied in the scriptures of the nations coming up against Babylon, which is America, of the nations have an economic war, resource war, you know, and what else, you know, and then World War III, you know. So let me grab this. Salakia, I'm driving, so I'm trying to get these scriptures as best as I can. Forgive me. This is the book of Jeremiah 50 and 9. And the scripture says, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon, which is America today. It says, an assembly of great nations. What are some great nations? Well, we named a lot of great nations. We got China, Russia, North Korea, and North Korea just about a few years back created a treaty with South Korea. You had the North Korean president, I believe, maybe 3 years back, 2-3 years back, meet with the Russian president. You had the Iranian president that met with the Russian president. So you can see what's that leading to. It's leading to treaties. It's leading to covenants. It's leading to allies, right? That's what it's leading to, and that's all leading to them coming up against America. So, you know, whether if you want to believe it or not, but this is what's happening. So again, it says, for lo, I will rise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. It says, their arrows shall be as a mighty expertman. None shall return in vain. And those arrows represents thermonuclear missiles. It's not talking about bow and arrow. You just shoot an arrow and that's it. It's talking about thermonuclear missiles. That's how America is going to be taken. That's how it's going to be desolate. That's how it's going to be laid waste. And that's going to be the war that end all wars, like it tells you in the book of Revelations 11 and 14. It says the second woe has passed, and the third woe cometh quickly. So the third woe is coming quickly. It says Jeremiah 50 and 10. It says, and Childa shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my inheritance, because ye are grown fat as the heifer, and grass and bellows as bulls. Right? So war is coming to America, man. Jeremiah 51 and 1, it says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigadon, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her hosts, man. And host There's armies. And that's what's coming, man. It's total annihilation, total destruction, war. The war that will end all wars, you know? And if you're watching, you can see that. You can see that you're approaching, the war that ends all war. With these different nations attacking, having cyber attacks on America, cutting out lights and things like that. This goes to prove to you that there's going to come forth an invasion, an all-out attack on this place. This is what's coming. Whether few people believe it or not, but this is what's coming. This is what's being prophesied. This is what is prophesied and what's written. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and edit from there. Say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Gadash, double honesty apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom. Until next time.